guys, I'm going to wait for somebody to pop up. Still so much information. I can't believe there's still so much information. Gosh, I'm waiting for somebody to pop up so that I know that I'm on public and I'm not. Ah, there you go. Hello, guys. Hi there. So glad to see you guys. I really am. There is so much going on. There's always so much going on, okay? I have a lot of notes. I got a lot of stuff to get to. It's hard keeping up with all this stuff. I want to thank everyone who's sending me stuff and sending me videos and sending me articles and sending me information. You guys are phenomenal, and I thank you so much. Okay, so let's get down to some Michaeling, okay? There's some important stuff that I want to say, so make sure you listen to the end, and also subscribe. Okay, take your little mouse right now or your little finger and press subscribe right now, okay? And share, subscribe and share, okay? Thank you so much. Okay, from the last video, I said that there was a tweet by Paris that I couldn't find at the time that I thought was kind of like a wink, wink, nod, nod clue, right? Because you guys know that I have been saying since May 2010 that nothing, absolutely nothing, proves that Michael Jackson is dead. Okay, and as time went on, more and more and more, I've learned more and more and more that still, nearly 10 years later, still can't find any proof that Michael Jackson is dead. And in Alive 2 and Alive 3, you see that the family has been very active, leaving clues, including Prince, including Paris, including Janet even, including LaToya and Jermaine, even some of the nephews, Price of Fame in the 3T reality show. You just got to watch it, okay? It's the Alive trilogy of Michael Jackson documentaries. Well, here's something that we thought was a clue from Paris, okay, which was saying, how could you sit idly by, Michael, if you're alive, and let this happen? You have to do something to start it. But one thing that I've learned about Michael, he's very patient, and I think Akon has said Michael was one of the most patient people that he ever met, and he is patient. And because he has so much in his head that I think that a lot of times he doesn't want to talk because it's so much to explain, because he knows this business inside and out, and he's not very verbally expressive. At least that's what people have said. So let me stop rambling. Let me turn my camera around, and let's hope my camera knows how to act nice today. Okay, this was the tweet by Paris, which was almost a week ago. And before it was announced that she tried to commit suicide, which was 2 days later. But she didn't try to commit suicide. She said that's not true, but there's a police report. I don't know. But she wasn't on a 5150 hold, so I guess she was able to explain out of it, because I know if they feel like you've tried to commit yourself, they will hold you in a psych ward, in a hospital psych ward for 3 days. And she wasn't. She's been gone to the movies. She's been getting gas. She's been out driving in her car. You know, she's been coming out of her apartment building, so going to KFC. But anyway, this is the tweet that I told you guys about. She says, I have the same moral compass as my father, but not the level of patience, like I told you. I'll fight for love and peace in the same way, but I am more aggressively driven. I don't sit idly by when I see injustices happen, especially when they're directed towards me or my family. F that noise. Paris does cuss a lot, though, which is so un-Michael-like. Not that he never cussed, but none of the Jacksons really cuss publicly. Even Joe would, try not to cuss, when they were out speaking, but Paris has no problem cursing. So sit idly by. We wondered why that was there. Maybe because he sits idly by and he's letting it happen, but he has a bigger plan, okay? And just like with me, when I said, how could, when they had when the estate sued HBO and they had the confidentiality provision that I read from you guys that said that if they disparage Michael Jackson in any way, that Michael Jackson and his entities and his corporation has the right to stop anything, to take ownership of it, and have compensation. And then guess what? Even Leaving Neverland aired anyway, and I was like, why are they letting it air? Well, Michael knew his fans, and I have to tune in and get out of my head and put myself in Michael's head to understand him, and that's what I always try to do. But of course, me being me and me not being Michael, every now and then I'm thinking like me instead of thinking like Michael. Well, I had said like a few days before that this Leaving Neverland aired, I said, well, maybe it's a good thing because the fans are going to pick it apart. And you fans and we fans, all of us have picked that documentary apart and found so many errors, so many problems, so many lies, so many inconsistencies that I believe that after about 25 lies and blatant inconsistency, the arbitration judge is going to be like, enough. This is a travesty of justice. You're wrong, and HBO, you lose, and you're going to owe Michael $1 billion. In my opinion, I'm going to turn my camera around. In my opinion, I'm here to tell you that HBO, I'm telling you now, ATT, you're having problems. You bought the wrong company, I believe. You better get out now and offer a settlement, because the lies and the inconsistencies are huge and they're abundant. Okay? And you need to have James and Wade apologize for lying to the world and making this up. And you need to have Dan Reed charged with making a child pornographic film on purpose, because we hear him in the background when Wade is saying Michael was his best friend. We hear Dan Reed in the background say, your lover. So he urged this to be salacious and to have child pornographic sex, including in a film that he made. And it should be, and they should all have to register as sex offenders, because this is a travesty of decency, a travesty of the law, and a travesty of justice. And it's a walking on someone's legacy, okay, that isn't here to defend himself, but he is here physically, because I have found no proof whatsoever that Michael Joe Jackson is dead. Now, let me tell you some of the problems. I went ahead and I read the I ordered the 245 page document, the legal document that was on the lacourt.org website. Anyway, it was a gyp, and I'm gonna have to get my money back, because the lawsuit that was released by the estate, which was the complaint, which was the HBO contract, the confidentiality agreement, and the proof that LLC or TCC, some touring company, was changed to the ownership of Optimum Productions. Well, that was in, those pages were in there 3 times. So there wasn't like a lot of new information. The only thing that was in there, which is something I read from other fans, which is that it's changed from a state case to a federal case, and the Central District of California is going to hear the case. Now, they mentioned something about New York, because I think that's where HBO's headquarters are, but I believe it's going to be here in California. Okay, then I also read that, Time Warner has a lot of different companies, and Time Warner Cable is not a part of it, and Time Warner Entertainment is not part of it either. But Warner Media is, DirecTV, Turner, those are all a part of ATT, what ATT purchased. Now, ATT bought this stuff for $85 million, $86 billion, excuse me, not million, $1 billion. And they're losing their shirts. Last quarter, which is not even, that means from October, November, December last year, they've lost about $20 million in 2 of their main corporations. I have it written down. Hold on. I have it written down. HBO subscriptions have declined by 3%, and DirecTV, their subscribers has declined by 5.6% from 2017 to 2018. So they're having some financial struggles. So ATT, I know you got rid of some head honchos. You need to get rid of more, because the head of Time Warner, Warner Brothers, he had to resign because of sexual abuse allegations, something he did with some employee, some female. And also we know about Plepper. He was HBO head. He's gone. And then another guy is gone too. And I think he was with Turner. He's gone too. So they're going through some things right now, and they do not need this headache, because all Michael Jackson, if they think that they can hide behind "you can't defame the dead," they got another thing coming. Michael will come back for $1 billion. And all he has to do is if he thinks that they're going to come after him, just be in a country with no extradition treaty until Ali Oxenfree, and then you come back and you perform for us Americans, okay? Okay, because I haven't been able to find, and I challenge somebody to show me some proof that Michael Jackson is dead, because I've looked and looked, and it is the most incredible, the most brilliant, the most ingenious hoax of our lifetime, maybe in the world history. So you guys go ahead and order your live trilogy of Michael Jackson documentaries, okay? Please, it's not a joke, it's not stupid, it's smart, it's brilliant, and it's not me. I'm a reporter, okay, and an investigator, and it's really, really good. Okay, I told you guys that Michael's merchandising was handled by Bravado, but apparently it has changed hands according to a Billboard magazine. I think it was Billboard that I read, and it's called Authentic Brands Group is now handling. They saying the merchandising is still doing okay. Michael's radio play is down a bit, but streaming is up. Okay, Michael's streaming is up, and we're talking about throughout the Neverland. So this year, streaming is up. But the radio play is down, but it's still up more than Prince's and Madonna's. And if these declines in radio play still continue to happen, Michael they think he's going to lose anywhere from 500,000 to 800,000, and that's just one revenue source. That's not all the other things that happen, as far as, the Lakers not playing Michael's music, the Simpsons episode not airing, and these are all things to keep Michael relevant. Also, thank you, Madam Tussaud. She decided she ain't taking Michael down. Good for you, girl. Okay. The Cirque du Soleil show, let me go with the Cirque du Soleil show, it's still doing okay. And the Michael Jackson Don't Stop Till You Get Enough Broadway show, it's still scheduled for 2020. But we do know that some other, like Louis Vuitton has decided, and I wanted a Louis purse so bad, but Louis, I can't go buy your purse. Now, since you have decided to take Michael out of your fashion shows, of Michael-inspired clothing out of your fashion show, so now I don't even, dang it, and then all the blackface and the Prada and Gucci, and where am I going to get a real, maybe I shouldn't get one of those designer handbags. They're too doggone expensive anyway when you can't eat it, and it can't keep you warm, and it can't drive you nowhere, okay? But I've always had a dream of having myself one of those real expensive purses. Shoot. So I got to make sure that you guys make up, okay? You make up with Michael so that we can go back and buy your stuff, because we fans are really mad. And we're really, really, really upset about everybody that's dogging Michael Jackson out right now. Okay, I know that there's more, and I've mentioned more people that have decided to cut ties. There's this one guy. He changed his name to Michael Jackson, John Michael Jackson, a few years ago. Well, now under this, what a fan. He's decided that, and I think he even met the brothers, he's decided that he wants his name back. And you know what? Big organizations carried this story. Washington Post, Daily News, and who else? USA Today. Is it really that important that 3 big news organizations carried this story? You know what that does? It tells me that it's about destroying Michael's legacy, and it's about destroying Michael's name, because I don't know why the Washington Post, the New York Daily News, and USA Today found that to be a story worth putting in their newspaper. It's a conspiracy to destroy Michael's legacy. Okay, and this guy, the same guy, in 1999, he had changed his name to John Lennon too. Okay, but this supposed fan, I guess he didn't know how to do any research. And he went and put his tail between his legs and ran, and he was no type of fan. Okay, because if you were any kind of fan, Mr. Man, you would have researched, because we're all over the place explaining how this documentary is full of lies and how Wade and James are big, gigantor liars. Okay. Every time I say K, right, I keep saying okay. Well, my okay means I'm transitioning. Okay. I'm feeling better today, guys. I'm feeling better. So, Evan Ross, we like him. He's defending, which is Diana Ross's son. Thank you. Kind of late, but we're glad you're here. And P. Diddy. Thank you, P. Diddy. Okay, for supporting Michael Jackson. Now we're going to get to some more stuff. Let's see if I hit all that. Oh, the lawsuit, arbitration. There's two types of arbitration. There's binding and non-binding arbitration. Well, this arbitration is called binding arbitration. I think I have it. Binding arbitration. Okay, I'm going to turn my camera around, show you guys something. Oh, my camera turned around real nice. Okay, binding arbitration. This is the HBO refuses to communicate with petitioners. You remember when the estate sent a letter, hey, Richard Plepler, let's sit down and talk. You know, we got some issues. We'd like to talk with you. And Plepler didn't even bother to respond. Okay, so then that's when the lawsuit happened, because you always have to show that you tried to work it out before a lawsuit is filed. Anyway, binding. It says arbitration, any dispute arising out of, in connection with, or relating to this agreement shall be submitted for binding and final arbitration before a retired judge of the Superior Court of the State of California for the County of Los Angeles, who shall be mutually selected by both parties. Binding. There is binding arbitration and there's non-binding arbitration. So this type of arbitration means it's final. Binding means it is final. What the judge decides is what both parties go to. Non-binding means if either party doesn't like the result of it, they get to have an option to go to trial. So, but this one says binding arbitration. So whatever the judge says goes with this HBO case. Okay, we have some loose ends, some more loose ends from last time. You know how James and the jury, the whole jewelry ring fiasco, made up fantasy story, which they said my battery's telling me it's gonna, whatever battery, I'm gonna talk fast. And there was the video footage, and we know that SafeCHECK met Michael December 96, according to Leaving Neverland, and the footage was 2.5 years later, which was May 3rd, 1989. So 2.5 years later, we have the Michael in a jewelry store and 2 news stories with hard copy and Bill O'Reilly that I showed in one of my last videos. And I guess this is apparently when the ring was purchased, but James said it was soon after they met that they got the ring. But here, and this was years later, but anyway, it said when they went in there, they didn't buy a ring. They bought several toy figurines and a pair of heart-shaped glasses. And they drove away in a brown Mercedes-Benz. Okay, this is what the officers were convinced who he was, and he went his way. Officer Diane blah blah said Tuesday. So this is what an officer of the law said that they bought, because they saw Michael with a little boy looking suspicious with a crazy cheap mustache and having the boy be his translator, and that's why Michael had translators go with him, little boys go with him, because he can tell them what to do. And Michael wouldn't have to use his voice. So we know that here that it was not, a ring was not purchased. Okay, so James, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Did they go to a jewelry store another time? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Okay, Michael's not speaking, but Michael is alive. So Michael, for $1 billion or more, bring your butt back. Okay, and shock the world, and let all of us believers not be called crazy and be abused anymore. Anyway, this is the judge, Judge D. Carlin. That's the judge that's handling the preliminary hearings for the arbitration. I don't believe he's the arbitration judge because he's not retired. But I saw something about some female judge is going to handle the case, but that can change. Okay, here's more stuff. There in it also, Melviny and Myers. Oh my God, who remembers this name? Who remembers? Come on, you Michael Jacksonologist. Melviny and Myers. This is the law firm. Hoot. Those are the same law firm that was representing AEG in the Catherine versus AEG live trial. Ooh, what? What? The same people are HBO's attorneys are the same people that were AEG Live's attorneys. What a small world, right? So, but they lost. Oh, Melvin and Myers lost. Catherine lost that case, and I know why, and I know how it fits in the death hoax, but that's way too deep to go into here and now. Anyway, and Catherine ended up paying them $800,000 for their legal fees. Okay, they're going up against the same law firm. Now, this law firm, this attorney is not Marvin Putnam, who was the attorney in the AEG. There's another guy, I think his name is Petrocelli, so it's a different guy. But anyway, so HBO certifies that ATT is the ultimate parent company of HBO. So we know that ATT got big dollars and HBO got big dollars. So boy, how much money. Okay, because right now I read in an article that 8.5 million people watched the special, and in 130 territories. You know how much money that's worth to Michael? Oh my God, the slander, the defaming, all the horrible articles. So if you're on the bandwagon where you think it's a free-for-all, and you can keep defaming and making up lies about Michael Jackson, you better think again. Because I have not been able to find anything that proves he's dead. And I'm talking about proves he's dead. And I'm not talking about a DNA test, which would be great too. I'm talking about I can't even prove that the body was Michael Jackson's. The dead body was Michael Jackson's. Watch the live 2 for that one. I'm telling y'all. Okay, so anybody, all you media outlets out there, you think it's a free-for-all? You got another thing coming. There's also a petition that's going around. And the petition, you guys need to, I'll put the link down here in the description. The petition is against defaming the dead. It is protect the legacy and sanity of survivors. Okay, so there's a petition that we need to change that law. And Michael, if you come back, you can help change that law, because what they're doing to you is absolute horrible. And I believe racism plays a big, gigantic part in it. I really do. Because I've just learned that Robert Kraft, who there's video footage of him going into a whorehouse where there's underage girls and it belongs to a sex ring. He was caught in there soliciting and using prostitutes, and guess what? He get to go to the White House. There's no videotape of Michael doing anything like that, going to nobody's whorehouse with underage anybody to have sex. But Michael's being raked through the coals. His legacy's being demolished, and we're not even going to get into Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein. Those people, it's just absolutely awful. It's just awful what they're doing to him. But anyway, so guys, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, somebody called and said, yeah, and then there's instigators that are going up calling all these organizations. Are you still, we want a statement from you. Are you still going to have Michael's exhibit up? Are you still going to do this with Michael Jackson? Are you still going to support him? You know, because the Children's Museum took down his glove and stuff, but I guess the White family said, no, we're keeping Michael's stuff. So Michael's still in the world's largest children's museum. But anyway, they're calling up. So I guess they called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is like, no, we keeping our boy. Because when it comes down to it, music is music is music. Good for you. Okay, and hopefully the executives at all these places that have Michael Jackson tributes or exhibits or play his music, spend some time learning the truth. These guys are liars. They have not a single bit of evidence and proof, and they've used Victor Gutierrez, and I'm going to show you guys something about Victor Gutierrez. Victor Gutierrez is a piece of work. Victor Gutierrez is a part of the whole Diane Diamond, Tom Snetton, their little sewing circle, Ron Zonin, their little sewing circle that really perpetuated the extortion claim by Evan Chandler, who started this mess for his boy Lion, in which later on Jordy has said, sorry, it wasn't me. No, Michael never molested me. Okay, Catherine even reported on that. But it started this whole thing, with lies because Michael likes children. And who has a hard time understanding that? Catherine had 10 children. One died at birth named Brandon. And I'm still going to get into, does Michael have, there's supposed to be 3 black sons, but I'm going to do an episode on that. I am going to do an episode on that, okay? On what I have discovered and what I found, okay? But anyway, Catherine had 9 children. How many grandchildren? 30 something. How many great grandchildren? 20 something. I mean, my goodness. And guess what? There's boys. There's so many boys, like 3 to 1 boys in the Jackson family, right? And everybody in the family doesn't know everything that's going on in the family, especially if it happened when they were babies or when they weren't around. But we look for the facts. We look for evidence. We look for proof. We look for things that connect. We look for clues. Okay. Are we right all the time? Maybe not all the time, but I'm still going to present to you the evidence that I found, because I am an investigative journalist, but I do love Michael Jackson too. I support him only because he has earned my support. When I walked into the 2005 trial, guys, I had no idea if Michael was innocent or guilty. I didn't know. I hoped he wasn't guilty, but if he was, you bad man, okay? Which is what James SafeCHECK said he told his mother in 2005, and then they let it go and didn't say nothing until 2013. And guess only them two know that he said that in 2005. Yeah, right. Okay. But anyway, I didn't know. I didn't know if Michael's guilty or innocent. Michael has earned my support by the proof, the evidence, and the clues, and his acquittal, and the FBI refusing to arrest Michael Jackson or charge Michael Jackson. 2 grand juries failed to indict Michael Jackson. Come on, because he hung around kids, because the family loves children. They have a huge family of kids. Michael never got to be a child. At least he felt like he never got to be a child. And so he started hanging around kids because he could be silly, because Michael's silly. Everybody, grown-ups want him to turn straw into gold and say the most magnificent things all the time and, dance a jig and, all this stuff. Kids are like, what, stupid thing. Let's play jacks. Let's play, Hot Wheels. Let's play stupid stuff. Let's play hide and seek. Let's play little stupid games. Because Michael's silly like that. And Michael's full of energy. That's why he liked active games, But anyway, that's Michael's personality that I've learned through watching, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of videos of his. But anyway, so let's get to the nasty guy, Victor Gutierrez, okay? Remember the underwear story? Okay, James, and then Dan Greed, the director, said, Piers Morgan said, what evidence do you have? Oh, the soiled underwear. Dude, you got a story about soiled underwear. You don't have soiled underwear. Dan Greed, who said this documentary ain't about Michael Jackson. Then why the hell do we all care? Okay, Dan Reed is a con artist. He's a gun for hire, and he's a BS artist. Okay, so anyway, here are the Victor Gutierrez. I'm going to turn my camera around. And the soiled underwear. Okay. Okay, here we go with the soiled underwear. This is in another language, and I think, oh my gosh, what is your name? Vivi? For sending this to me. I thank you so much.
Habernos dicho a nosotros que encontró mágicamente la llave en un pajar, la llave de esta caja de fondo.
Claro, uno de los materiales principales que estamos publicando aquí.
¿En este libro se publica?
Publicamos hasta los calzoncillos del niño que le gustaba, si lo puedes ver ahí tu pantalla, lo podemos poder, hasta los calzoncillos que Michael Jackson adoraba del niño, el baño donde ocurrieron los encuentros sexuales, la cama del niño y también el documento privado del niño donde cuenta todo lo que pasó sobre su masturbación, los juegos eróticos, absolutamente lo más desagradable que se nos...
Okay, this is a con artist. This guy, Michael, ended up suing him and winning $2.7 million. He also has this nasty Mambla book about man-boy sex. This guy is gross, okay? And he's a liar. He had a picture of soiled underwear. Not soiled underwear. And then he's going to show something typewritten. Like, who can write that? I mean, it just gets so ridiculous. Wade tells the story that Michael said, "Ooh, with the anal penetration, oh no, we better watch ourselves with the oil, the blood. Oh my goodness, the blood. You better go throw those underwear away." And then Michael used an assistant to get in touch with Wade. Something that sensitive. You think Michael would contact Wade directly? You know what I mean? Anyway. It's just, that's where they got the soiled underwear from Victor Gutierrez, as well as other bullshit, the marriage ceremony and all this other. Victor Gutierrez is a liar. He doesn't even live in the United States. He lives in Chile. And Dan Reed is threatening to do another documentary. And if you do, Dan Reed, your career is over. Okay? Because you're going to pick up all these liars, these lying people, the lying maid who told the truth under oath but lied and said she saw Michael in the shower, but she didn't. What, you know, the other people who sold, another one said that he saw Michael giving oral sex to a little boy, and you did nothing. You just said, oh, excuse me, and you left. And then you don't say anything until some tabloid pays you to tell that story. The jury didn't believe you, and nobody will, because if you saw that, you're an accessory to a crime if you didn't stop it and you didn't turn Michael Jackson in. You're an accessory. You're just as bad because you knew it was going on and you did nothing about it. And that's why I don't believe it, because it didn't come out until money presented itself. And the same thing with the Blanca Francia. Michael was nice to that woman and told her that, oh, you don't have a babysitter, you can't afford a babysitter, well, bring your son. And Michael was tickling this boy, and then you made it into something terrible. Okay, and then Diane Diamond paid you $20,000 to tell, and then you ended up blackmailing Michael later and ended up getting over $1 million. Because Michael was embarrassed by the whole situation and wanted it to go away, which anybody would want that to happen, especially when insurance was paying off that money. Okay, so I get so upset and so mad at so many things. Okay, I'm going to read something else to you that proves that the underwear story is BS. Okay, so I think her name is, oh my God, Marie Loss. I don't know who sent this to me. Thank you for sending it to me, though. Okay, this is a contradiction. It was one of the websites, I think. Maybe Vindicate Michael or something, or Michael Jack, some website, I don't know. But we all share information. Okay, I'm going to read it to you guys. In the film, Wade ROBson makes the allegation that Michael Jackson made him get rid of bloody underwear after attempting to anally penetrate him when Wade was 14. ROBson does claim the anal penetration attempt in the court filing, but does not claim anything about bloody underwear and Jackson allegedly making him get rid of it. This is all that is alleged in the complaint about the alleged penal penetration. Here's the complaint. Plaintiff began showing signs of puberty around age 13. Michael Jackson was no longer as interested in him sexually, and the sexual encounters were less frequent. Michael Jackson attempted to perform anal sex on plaintiff when he was 14 and penetrate him with his penis, but while penetration occurred, the attempt was unsuccessful. How did penetration occur and then an attempt was unsuccessful? I don't get that. But anyway, no mention of any bloody underwear in the complaint. So we're being lied to and we're being played with, guys. We're being played with. And it's just not nice and it's just not fair. Okay? So I know I have more stuff. I know I have some more stuff. Ooh, some good stuff. Okay? Some good stuff. Another fan. You guys are such good researchers. I knew it. I said you're going to have 1,000 people looking and picking everything apart. Amanda, remember, Wade's wife, they got married in 2005, and Wade was abused at Neverland by Michael so many times that he has such fond memories because it was a safe place and it was fun. Okay, that he wanted to get married at Neverland and didn't give a damn about Michael and the 2005 trial, that he asked Michael if he can get married at Neverland while Michael was fighting for his freedom and his life. And then when Grace said, no, I ain't asking Michael, Grace, I believe Michael's secret girlfriend, said, no, I'm not doing that. And then the mother called. These people are users. Okay, they've used Michael for everything. Well, anyway, Amanda is an actress. She got 2 Internet Movie Database credits. Okay, so you wonder, oh, she seems so real when she talks about, I didn't know anything about child sexual abuse. I was incredibly naive. I just didn't know. I didn't know anything. And how could I just not know? I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to help him. I should be an actress. Right? And then on the website, right, the website, it says Amanda, who is also a survivor of child abuse. And then they took it off when I did the video and I caught them. They took that part off, which shows consciousness of guilt. Okay, she's an actress. She got two movie credits plus Leaving Neverland. And Chantel is Wade's sister. She has 3 Internet Movie Database credits, but she's a choreographer. So I don't know if she was acting or she was doing behind the scenes stuff. But these people are tied in. Okay, and I wonder how many acting lessons that they took. Okay, sometimes you're a great actress or a great actor and you just don't get a lot of roles, but you can still be good. Okay, so this stuff is just, it just gets better and better. Michael, honey, come back and get your $1 billion, maybe even more than $1 billion. Come back and get your money. Okay, HBO, you better get out while you can. You better pay the estate and get rid of all of Leaving Neverland, and you better shut Dan Reed down too. Pay him off, because he's going to say he's independent, he can do what he wants to do. Whoop, 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 whoop. But you can't defame the dead. Okay, but Michael ain't dead. Michael ain't dead. Okay, so we have so much. Oh, they weren't talking about demolishing Neverland now. Did I tell you guys about that one? But, okay, let me tell you the story of Neverland, and then I know my phone is going to get dead. I'm going to tell you the story of Neverland. Story of Neverland is in 2008, Michael got a new mortgage holder. Anybody that owns a house, you know you borrowed the money. 90% of people borrowed the money. So you pay a monthly payment. So Tom Barak took over Michael's mortgage, and the mortgage was for $23.5 million. Michael, in that agreement, said I ain't paying, and for exchange for 12.5% equity, Michael doesn't have to pay a mortgage payment. That's why mortgage payments were never in the estate's accounting. But it would say zero income from 87.5% equity in Neverland. So Michael still owns 85.5% equity. So let's say Tom Barak gets his $24 million plus fees. So just call it $25 million to pay off the loan. And let's say it makes $10 million. So in the it's sold for $35 million. It's on sale right now for $31 million. But let's just say, for number's sake, $10 million is equity. Michael would get $8,750,000, while Tom Barak would get Tom Barak would get $1.25 million. Okay, out of $10 million, Michael would get $8.75 million. Tom Barak would get the additional $1.25 million. Okay, because he has 12.5%. Am I saying that right? And 87%. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. 12%, right? So yeah. So Tom Barak gets 12%, and Michael Jackson gets 87.5%. You guys do the math, but you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying, right? So right now, Tom Barak has the controllable interest because he is the mortgage holder, and it's per the agreement that Michael signed. So Michael still does own equity, but the controlling interest is by Tom Barak, who owns Colony Capital. Well, right now, I saw an article where they want to demolish it, and because they can't sell it. They can't sell it. And right now, with the name of the child porn film being Leaving Neverland and being about Michael, and Wade and James saying they were abused all over Neverland, ooh, that's a terrible taint. So they're going to lose money on that. So maybe this is an excuse to demolish it and build a new house on there. They could probably build new property on there for, a few $1 million, which would be nice brand new houses. And that would get rid of it. So they're thinking about demolishing a place of love and children and laughter and family, because there is right now there is a plot to destroy Michael Jackson and his legacy. And I think it's a plot to destroy Black progress and Black pride and Black excellence, because Michael represented excellence, and right now nothing proves that Michael Jackson molested any kid. And I don't care how many people say it, unless you got proof of it. We're tired of the BS. Oh my God, Proof. Okay, I got to show you guys something else. Oh my goodness, I have to show you guys. This is left over from last time. Okay, this is left over from last time. Remember I told you that about the pictures, that there was an impersonator in Michael in Leaving Neverland that was watching the Hitler was on the screen and we couldn't see his face. We can only see the back. And then we found out with other images that it was not Michael Jackson. It was an impersonator, and I was scared. I had a daymare, or I had a woke mare, which is contrary to a nightmare because I was awake, that Dan Greed, in his sequel to Leaving Neverland, would try to create a fake videotape where Michael is molesting kids, right? So, and Carl O'Reilly, who would never turn against Michael, and he said he would never turn against Michael, he said that he's been offered to do stuff like that, to act in videos to make it seem like it's Michael molesting a kid, and he refused. He's offered a lot of money to do that. Well, anyway, there's a way to do it with special effects. Oh my God. It's called Deep Fake. And somebody sent this to me. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't remember your name. Gosh, I'm sorry. But Deep Fake, and they sent it to me. And it's a way that you can use certain techniques and human image synthesis based on artificial intelligence, and you can recreate everything and make it look like porn. Okay, celebrity pornographic videos or revenge porn. Deep fakes can also be used to create fake news and malicious hoaxes. Okay, and they had did this to Emma Watson, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, and Scarlett Johansson. The scenes were not real, haven't been created with artificial intelligence. They were debunked a short time later. I didn't. Oh my God. I told you guys, right now with technology so good and Photoshop, and they could create anything. They could even make it seem like you're saying something with your mouth moving and you're not. Just like that happy birthday Wade in Leaving Neverland. And it wasn't Wade because that was in February, but Wade's birthday's in September. Okay? And it looks like he's saying, "Hi, Wade. Happy birthday. I love you." When he was saying, "I love you and your family and spend more time with your family." They left that part out, right? Karen Faye, Michael's makeup artist, she said Michael would do videos like that all the time because Michael wanted fans, young, old, white, black, English speaking, non-English speaking, gay, straight. He didn't care. Michael's job was to sell records. And Michael loved people and he loved all his fans. Okay? And Michael wanted to beat his record. So Michael had to show that he was interested in every demographic in the world. And in his heart and his soul, he was too, because we have evidence of him going to hospitals. We have evidence of him hanging around old women like Liz Taylor and Liza Minnelli, right? And black women and white women and everybody else too, right? So we got to be careful with this. And Dan Reed, don't you dare, Dan Greed. So there is, so it's the same law firm. Oh man. What is that all about? Oh, Melvany and Myers, the same law firm? I'm gonna have to pick that one apart and get back with y'all on that. Okay. Now I said in a claim, Wade does not mention dinner where he was compelled to testify in court. In the complaint, MJ role played to convince him not to testify. So Wade, we already know the story that he told in Living Neverland about Paris, Michael drinking all the wine, and then Paris trying to get Michael's attention, and Michael was like a zombie and didn't. Then he went upstairs and went to bed, and that's when Wade knew he had to protect Michael and keep him with his children. Yeah, keep him with his children so he can molest them like he molested you. Just nonsensical. And people want to call us fans pedo protectors. No. If you believe Wade and James, they're the ultimate ped protectors. Because James said he was the first. And this happened way back, and he lied about 1987 and Thanksgiving when Michael was on the Dangerous tour. I mean, just so many lies and inconsistencies. It's just the judge is going to be like, enough! And he's going to rule in the favor of the Jacksons because you can't mess with the king. All right. So that's another inconsistency. Didn't even mention the dinner in which he said he was convinced to testify, but Taj was there and said that was after he already testified. Just so many big old lies. And and the difference between the complaint and leaving Neverland is crazy too. I have some more stuff, but I need to do some more research on that. Let's see. Finality. The Manly, Stewart, and Finality. They're thinking about filing a new lawsuit. What new lawsuit? To be continued. We'll find out what that is. Sometimes I think some people just say things, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. The guy who did the music for Leaving Neverland. You know, all the mood music, the pianos, all the stuff to make you sad and to believe it, the suspense. You know, music that represents truth and honesty. They also did the music for Surviving R. Kelly. Small world. Small world. Okay, let's see if I'm getting through all my notes, guys. I think that, I think all this happened because Wade got mad that he didn't get the Circus Soleil show because he told Oprah the estate has to pay. They have to be held accountable. Not Michael. Okay? He didn't say Michael. He said the estate specifically because he's mad about that. Well, I think maybe this started because of that, because he was angry and he wrote a secret book that he wrote a book and then he said he didn't tell anybody about the child molestation, but he was shopping the book around. That's another lie. Well, anyway, and then he filed under seal first and tried to extort money from the estate by filing under seal first, and then when that didn't work, then he went public with it, and it was two different law firms. Also, I told you guys about. Manly, Stewart, and Finality are the ones now, but before that it was Marzano. Oh gosh, somebody in Marzano. I can't remember his name. Oh man, I can't remember everything. But anyway, they switched law firms. But anyway, so that's why that differed, because he tried to secretly extort money from the estate, and when that didn't work, he had to go public, and then he went on Matt Lauer, and then James joined the lawsuit because his family was being sued for $840,000 for stealing money from old relatives of his, and making them pay taxes on income that they didn't get. I mean, they're shady. And even in Leaving Neverland, James's wife says her friend had a crush on James, and they were going to go see the band, but the friend couldn't make it at the last minute, so she was already dressed, and she went and took her man. These are not good people. These are not good people. And then the mother, James's mother, the father died. The father died soon, not long before they filmed Leaving Neverland. So that's why